yes. Maybe TMNT really was just a fluke. SpongeBob, everyone knows him. He needs no introduction. I'm a SpongeBob fan at heart, even though I basically stopped watching the show after season 9. Even the seasons people don't like as much, I still find myself laughing at to this day. This is because I'm stupid, I know. And then you got the movies. SpongeBob Movie 1 is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Everyone knows this. I'm nothing special. SpongeBob Movie 2 is also pretty good. I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more if I haven't watched any of the marketing though. I swear SpongeBob Movie 3 gets so much hate for no reason. Sorry, I prefer everyone telling SpongeBob why they love him over his friends murdering him for a fucking sandwich and not apologizing for it. We're getting a Plankton movie, don't know how to feel about that. We're getting a 4th theatrical SpongeBob film, which I'm actually hyped for. It will be the first time I'll see SpongeBob in theaters since I wasn't alive in 2004. I didn't get a chance to see Sponge out of water, and Sponge on the Run. Yeah, unfortunately this means I'm stuck with the Sandy Cheeks movie for today, a film that was leaked 6 months ago. 8, damn it! I actually didn't know what to think of this one when it was first announced. I remained optimistic since the Sandy spinoff actually sounded like it had some potential. So then I watched it and, yeah. This movie begins with a musical number and I don't care about it. There's also this new character, Sandy's robot horse thing. I really hope that horse does anything important and doesn't only exist just to destroy my brain. Out of nowhere, the movie takes a Pixar up when the entirety of Bikini Bottom gets taken up to the surface.
Bikini Bottom and everyone I ever loved is gone. And all my streaming videos on demand. I can't demand them anymore!
This is canon in the SpongeBob universe now. Sandy and SpongeBob find a way to jump on a plane to Texas to save their friends. The sponge turns into my sleep paralysis demon, like, at multiple points. He's kind of fucking weird in this movie. He doesn't really do much in this movie. Like, the most he does is smell shit and tickling feet. My goat is so washed. He even had the balls to just kill him off, but in reality, they just pulled a Kirby mass attack. I guess making him a nothing character was an intentional choice since this is Sandy's movie after all, but like, might as well just not have him in there. Can we have more spin-offs that are actually about the titled characters and not have the rest of the supporting characters be there for no reason? So the entirety of Bikini Bottom is now trapped in a glass ball. This happens. Sandy and SpongeBob come across some snakes and beats the shit out of them. Unfortunately, Sandy gets beaten and turns into a BBW. She obviously needs help, so she does a whistle and her family appears to save her. They exist. Yeah, they exist. Back at Bikini Bottom, they all turn into BBWs. What is this movie's problem? Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs get taken. Weird dialogue happens.
It's just like high school all over again.
I think it's here we're introduced to our main villain, played by Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes, what the fuck are you doing? No! These live action segments are really ass, by the way. Like, even by Nickelodeon standards, they're just so bad. This one dude literally reminded me of not Roderick from Diary of the Wimpy Kid 4. Nothing should ever remind me of that.
I can't believe you made us follow through with Sue's evil plan.
Hello? She bought us a vending machine?
With money from our paycheck.
We get paychecks?
Cursive?
Cursive? There's also this one funny scene where Patrick, Krabs, and Squidward get absolutely fucking demolished by children, Toy Story 3 style. Oh yeah, Sandy is supposed to be the main character. I forgot to mention that Sandy's family is kind of like this circus group. They drive this big ass car and help Sandy and SpongeBob get to Texas to help their friends. I think they get caught by police, so Sandy and SpongeBob ride a tornado. SpongeBob does some more freaky shit. They find a way to get into the villain's aquarium thing. I swear to God, I watched this movie yesterday and I'm trying my absolute hardest to remember it. Uh-oh, this is the part of the movie where they get caught by the Wanda Sykes villain. Her motivation for stealing Bikini Bottom is ridiculously stupid. She basically wants to turn the fish into toys so that the fish can last forever out of water. Wait, so if the movie establishes that fish can't breathe above water, how are Patrick, Squidward, and Krabs able to breathe fine? Does the movie give a single shit? Apparently not, since this is told by the most half-assed fast flashback scene I've ever seen in my life. I get that was the joke, like it was supposed to look funny bad, but like the rest of the scene is played completely straight. Like they want you to take this seriously? Do they want me to take this seriously or not? There's also this lie reveal bit where the villain tells everyone that Sandy's been a spy all along or something, I don't know. So now Sandy's sad. Oh yeah, and the villain is a robot now. Yeah, she just turns into a cyborg. You know what, at least Sponge on the Run stayed in the fucking water. After that, they take SpongeBob and kill him. I think it's at this point Sandy's all sad and shit. She's all like, nah, I suck. Then SpongeBob comes in and says, no, you don't suck. Then Sandy's like, oh, okay. SpongeBob whistles to summon Sandy's family. That's his arc throughout the whole thing. Whistling. The Wanda Sykes villain robot lady gets defeated with her head getting chopped off and getting eaten by a fish. That giant ugly ass fish that is her pet. She gets eaten by that fish and is now happy with it because she's a fish now. She is eaten by the fish and she now controls the fish. I'd say this is something on par with a Robert Rodriguez film, but that's an insult to Robert Rodriguez.
Holy shit. I can't believe people didn't like this.
I'm not going anywhere.
Sandy and everyone else find a way to bring back Bikini Bottom back into the ocean. They have a musical number with Sandy's family, those stupid dumb henchmen are there, and the villain gets to live freely in the ocean with no consequences. That is how the movie ends. Barely even a feature film at all, but hey, at least it wasn't longer. No joke, I had to pause this movie and watch Deadpool and Wolverine just to keep my sanity. Go watch that instead. So yeah, I didn't like the movie at all. The story is whack, but I see that as both a positive and a negative. Crazy stories can still work, but that doesn't mean you have to be this lazy with it. The tone of this movie is all over the place. Like there's a moment where someone's like, we're all gonna die, and then it just cuts to a joke. That's like having a clown make balloon animals in a funeral. I am all for comedies, but this is just not it. There were only like a few jokes I thought were kind of funny. That Toy Story 3 scene had me dying, but that's really about it. The animation is I don't want to say it's bad, but like, it's a massive downgrade to Sponge and Ron. SpongeBob, Sandy, and her family I remember being animated pretty well, but like, then you look at the residents of Bikini Bottom and they kind of look like shit. Soulless even. At least Sponge on the Run went in a way more stylized direction. And people like to say this is more on par with Sponge Out of Water, but like, even that film looked way better than this. The CG in that film gave me sort of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Hotel Transylvania vibes, where in this, it feels more in line with Camp Coral. Oh no. I know it was intended for streaming and clearly has a low budget, but like, so does Fairly Odd Parents, A New Wish, and Big Nate for that matter, and those look godly. So what's this film's excuse? There's also the integration with the live action stuff, and yeah, it's terrible. This barely even feels like Sandy's movie half the time. I guess she has a conflict with her family, whether she wants to live with them or go back to her sea life, but this is given virtually no attention. Like, the movie just forgot afterwards. Sandy herself is kind of the same as always. I'd like SpongeBob more if he didn't do some freaky shit in this movie. Everyone else is basically the same, but then there's the live action characters, which yeah, they suck. Wanda Sykes does a decent job, but her motivation is fucking stupid. Maybe not as stupid as the Chameleon's motivation, but still pretty close. Sandy's family were pretty fun to watch, but they're also barely in the movie, so that's nice! The best thing about this movie's existence is that it suddenly gave Sponge on the Run a redemption arc, mostly carried by its fantastic animation and dope soundtrack, something this film has none of. Just watch the other movies, especially the first one if you're bored. Debatably not the worst movie of the year, but you should still probably stay the hell away from this one. It is wild. Sandy barely even wears her iconic suit, like that actually kind of sucks. But hey, if you watched it for some unknown reason, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you mixed on it? Tell me about it in the comments. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?